What's going on, Staten Island, and welcome to a very special presentation brought to you by your friends at Metro United Sports Unlimited, a proud 501c3 in New York State, brought to you by Bobby Glenister, Tommy Lano, Chris Reyes, and myself, Todd Bivona. It's great to have you along with us. What are we doing here today? We're previewing the 2025 high school boys baseball varsity season and getting you set for what's to come. Had a great year last year. St. Peter's, big highlight. Tottenville, perennial powerhouse. But what do we have in store this season? From Team USA, as mentioned, Chris is going to help us out, break down the coaches, the players, the facilities, some upgrades. We have some history to go back on.
Yes, we do.
Plenty of players in the past that have moved on to minor league ball, to pro ball. We're going to cover everything, all right? So we're going to get to each and every team on Staten Island and see what their schedule is going to be looking like, where they're going to be traveling to, and who's got the best shot to make it all the way. Once again, we want to thank our friends at TUF Media for helping us out behind the scenes. And of course, this is an MUSU production. Great to have you along with us. Going to be a great ride. Plenty of content you're going to get from here, not just what you're watching here today. Be sure to like us on Instagram or like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit notifications so you can see each team's preview is going to have its very own video, which will be great for you to share with all your friends and families when it comes to your son, daughter, or classmate, perhaps, looking forward to this 2025 baseball season on Staten Island. Chris, you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, let's dig in. Once again, Metro United Sports Unlimited proudly presents this preview of the 2025 Staten Island High School boys baseball season. And our 2025 Staten Island baseball preview continues here. We're going to go with Farrell. Coach Bob Mulligan, obviously at the helm of that squad. Farrell, to me, Chris, always a perennial powerhouse, always has a ton of talent, even from the freshman level. I remember playing them as a freshman, always competitive games, JV, varsity, always a great squad. This fall, not a very uncharacteristic fall for them. So I feel like Coach Mulligan really looking to work on, and I'm sure he did work on with his guys in the clubhouse and in winter training, getting themselves together, getting themselves right. Chris, what can we look forward to with this Farrell program?
Well, the one thing I know about Coach Mulligan, I know him for over 2 decades, is he's a winner, right? He's not okay with the fall that he had. I can tell after speaking with him that he's not okay with that. Farrell isn't okay with that. But they come back this spring with a ton of talent. Coach Mulligan says they're a little young this year. That really doesn't mean anything when I speak about Farrell. We know for decades that they've had young teams, they've had old teams, and they always pull it out, right? When it's time to come to the season, Coach Mulligan is the winner. He's won many city championships, and I think they're going to turn it around in the spring. 3
sophomores, 1 freshman is what Chris is referring to. Once again, Chris Reyes from Team USA Baseball, Todd Bivona here on behalf of TUF Media and our friends at Metro United Sports Unlimited. Pitching and defense plays a big part in Farrell baseball, always has. They're looking to brush up on that for this season. But the young guys, like you said, have to really step up. What does it take, Chris, for a team like this with young guns to really step up? Who's going to be a support there? What upperclassmen are the younger guys going to be looking up to?
Well, that's the one good thing that's about Farrell, Todd, is that they always have their upperclassmen step up. You know, they have a winning tradition over the last 30, 40 years. And Farrell this year has a few special talents, right? And specifically on the mound. And as we know, pitching wins championships, right? Joe Ramunda, he's a UCF commit, University of Central Florida. Okay. He's going to be leading the way. In my opinion, I've been watching Joe since he's a little kid. I know the family well. Joe is going to be the guy that eats up most of the innings. Okay. He's a hard-throwing lefty that just eats up hitters, in my opinion. He gets a lot of swings and misses, and he's going to be the guy that takes on most of the responsibility on the mound. He's also a hitter. He plays first base. So Joe's going to really be the guy that's the catalyst in most of the innings that are going on. But supposedly they have some young guys that are making a lot of noise over there. And going into freshman Garrett Cruz. I hear he's a really talented player. I know Eric Rodriguez. He played in the MUB All-Star game last year. Okay, there you Eric's go. A super athletic third baseman, tall, lanky kid. has been that kid that's always stepped up and been that dude on the field. And the way I look at it, there's always Farrell kids that step up, right? There's going to be guys that come off the bench that weren't a name brand, so to say,
Sure.
that step up and end up being first team All-City, end up going to a small Division I school. They do it year in and year out.
Right.
They do it every single year. So I'm excited to watch that. I know some other names on the team that I know for a fact are going to step up. And I'm pretty sure after speaking to Coach Mulligan, he knows they're going to turn it around and they're going to have a great year.
Yeah, Ramondi, 6'5", big southpaw, has a bat, has the potential to shine and be top 5 in CHSAA with what he's got.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love you dropping Eric Rodriguez was at the Metro United Baseball League's annual All-Star game.
All-Star game, yes, sir.
Which will be taking place June 18th at Mid-Island Babe Ruth League, right? Mid-Island?
Yeah, we're gonna stick at Mid-Island. They do a great job with us. They host us. Andrew and his dad do a great job. So yeah, we're gonna keep doing that there.
Yes,
it's a great setting.
Special thanks to Andrew Collette and his father for hosting us the past few years. And believe it or not, that's actually the genesis, the beginning of Metro United Sports Unlimited was Metro United Baseball League, which has been a great success where we get to see someone like Eric and hopefully someone like Garrett Cruz will be there.
Yeah.
Heard a lot of good, again, as mentioned, heard a lot of good things about him, could really shine for this team. And as Coach Mulligan was saying, that's one of the guys.
Sure. Yeah, he seemed pretty hopeful with the younger kids on the team. It wasn't like we're young and we're going to stink. You know, when you call on younger guys, especially Coach Mulligan, I know him for years, he doesn't often do that. And when he does, he doesn't miss. He's a great talent evaluator and he knows what he's doing. So I'm expecting a lot to come from the younger guys. And it's just, you know, the season will play out and we'll see.
Sure. And
it should be a lot of fun to watch the Lions.
Coach told us 33 years of coaching. He's never really done that, like to just emphasize your point there, Chris. But yeah, Garrett Cruz, lefty swing, righty arm. And this, you know, what's great about this, Chris, right, is now we get to watch him grow.
That's right.
You know, and now we have the eyeballs. Now we, as an organization, Metro United Sports and TUF Media, we get to watch a guy like this and see his progress.
That's right.
And watch him mature and get to know his family. You know, that's
and Coach Mulligan's had some younger guys up. I have a list of some of their alumni.
Go for it.
Jerry Hunsinger, Tom Cosgrove, Darren Heel back in the day, Rob Rispoli, who's now at UConn. He's a sophomore and he's getting a ton of playing time for Coach Mack and those guys over there. And Matt Cetera, who's at Wagner. This is their home field right behind us. And
that's right.
we were at a game a few days ago and Matt hit a double off the right field wall and he seems to be doing really well, you know, welcoming his role at Wagner. But
that's great.
Going back to what Coach Mulligan's philosophy is he welcomes those younger guys up, and they do well. So I'm expecting a lot from the younger guys at Farrell this year.
I don't think we're going to have a losing season the way they had a losing fall.
Absolutely not.
I don't think that's going to happen. Fall is always touch and go.
Yep.
You know, whether it's weather, whether it's a little chilly.
That's right.
Not everyone is at their
playing
fullest.
Football, right? Farrell has a really huge football presence.
Right. Farrell is always a perennial powerhouse in all sports, baseball being one of their top ones. So they're going to be great. Anyone else that we might have missed here, Chris, from pitching, defense, starting lineup that we should touch on? But I think we got many of the key guys. Anyone else you want to mention?
That's a nice brief overview or preview of the Lions this year. Like I keep saying, Todd, I think they're going to be the Farrell of old. They always are.
Sure.
And you could expect Farrell to be at the top of the CHSAA this year, no doubt.
There you go. Chris Reyes, Todd Bivona, the 2025 preview of the Farrell Lions baseball season. Go get them, Lions. Good luck. Great to have you along with us. Going to be a great ride. Plenty of content you're going to get from here, not just what you're watching here today. Be sure to like us on Instagram or like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit notifications so you can see each team's preview is going to have its very own video of the 2025 Staten Island High School boys baseball season.